When I got the phone call asking if I'd like to go to Mount Everest, I didn't know what to think.
Hey Justin, this is Dr. Deming. I'm taking a group of cancer survivors to trek to Everest Base Camp, and I have funding to pay the way.
He says, well, I'm putting together this trip to go to Nepal. I think you'd like to go. I was like, yes, absolutely. But of course, that was just still a pipe dream.
Hey, let's go to Kathmandu!
All right!
We took 3 weeks to fly over to Kathmandu, toured Kathmandu, immersed ourselves into the culture, and then headed up to Lukla, where we began a 13-day hike up to Everest Base Camp and back down. For the next 13 days, going to be on foot.
Ain't no mountain high enough, come on, come on!
The idea of going halfway around the world with a group of people that I really didn't know kept me awake at night. I thought, what in the world am I doing?
I didn't want to sugarcoat how demanding the trip was going to be, but I also wanted not to make it so terrifying that survivors who could do it would want to.
Going over those bridges in Nepal was the hardest thing ever.
A long ways down.
They swing when you walk on them, and the more people that gets on them, the more swinging they do. And I would kind of halfway close my eyes and just tell myself that I could do this, I can do this.
She would fall down, and I remember thinking if I fell down like that, I would just lay there and be done, and she would instantly, before she hit the ground, I'm okay, and she would stand back up and just continue.
I'd say, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Way to go, Kathy.
I'm okay.
It was like, oh, Kathy, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. Just one more step, keep going, we can do this.
She didn't get down, I don't think, one iota. She was an inspiration to me because she smiled in that face of adversity.
Sorry, I don't have any.
They would say, Kathy, give me your backpack. No, I got it, I can carry it. Oh, no, give me your backpack. No, I got it, I can carry it.
Welcome to you, Kathy went ahead.
You know, it got very scary for me, and there was moments that once I got to the end of the trail, I would be in tears.
Once you're done with all of your treatments, you're cut loose from your doctors, and then you do kind of feel like you're alone. You feel like you're maybe cast adrift because there is no more connection with anybody that really, truly understands what's going on. My favorite sound is laughing.
Being a mental health counselor, I think I really value the group experience. When you get done with treatment, everyone assumes you're well. The casseroles stop. Everyone goes back to their life, and they want you to do so too. And it's hard to go to your spouse or to your kids or talk to your friends about it because they've moved on. You know, they're like, you're well. But you know that your life has changed.
There were those days when maybe you weren't feeling your best, somebody took your hand or offered you a kind word, and then the next day you were kind of kicking butt, so you were offering that kind word and that hand to somebody else.
So Teresa, did you touch it? We're so close to Ahmedabad and you can touch it.
No.
It just seemed like we'd never get there, and it was cold, and we were tired. It's like it's so close, it's right there.
Great job, Teresa, you made it.
I think probably the most powerful for me was watching Kathy come in and understanding how tremendously hard those last yards must have been for her. And it was snowing and it was slick.
We are at base camp. We did it. It was harder than hell, but we made it.
Great job, Lynette, you made it.
Base camp in the day is an unassuming place, but at night, it's just transformed into this magical place.
The moon was casting this beautiful light over all the ice.
I don't know how to explain it in words. It was just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
CNN, baby.
Well, thank you for all the prayers and support, and I just want the world to know that a cancer diagnosis does not have to be the end of your world. I guess that's the main thing I would say.
The next morning was a special morning for us because we had carried up 350 prayer flags. And so we strung them up, furled in that Nepali breeze.
Seeing the faces on the flags of patients of mine who had lost their lives to cancer, my mom who had lost her life to cancer, friends, and in that setting it was like we were in a cathedral.
And they stood for as long as it took us to do the highest ever held Relay for Life.
And a Relay for Life is a ceremony of celebration, remembrance, and fight back.
Like, we hadn't been doing that for 3 weeks, right? That was pretty meaningful, the fight back thing, because it's like, yeah, we're gonna keep fighting this until we find a cure.
It's not getting to the top that matters. It's everything you learn about yourself along the way. And that's where the confidence and courage and teamwork really fit in.
It was just so enjoyable to come back with friends and families and people you're going to probably, know for the rest of the remaining of your life.
I think that there were bonds formed on that trip that will last, forever. Last week, we went to visit Justin Anderson, and he had his first MRI scan follow-up after all his treatments have been concluded.
We were sitting with his parents when he came into the doctor's office, and his expression was just, it was wonderful. I mean, it's exactly why we went up there.
When I came walking out of the MRI, they were there in the waiting room, and they went in to hear the results of the MRI with me, and it was awesome. It was a great feeling to know that they were there with me. We have a special bond that that I don't share with anybody else on this planet.
We were very conscious of what we were trying to accomplish in terms of having an experience that was going to open our eyes to a new culture. It was going to be something that would be rich and meaningful, and it just was overwhelming to me how it had all come to fruition.
There is hope, there is life beyond cancer. There is celebration of life beyond cancer. There is adventure.
Things that come difficultly, that are won through a hard fight, are really valued. And that's part of the legacy of this trip.